Good evening. How's it going? It took me a little while to get on this 8.3 project part, assignment part, and it's not rocket science. I just didn't have a clear understanding, but now that I do, and I kind of know what's going on with the Mac and how it works with Sublime, I've downloaded Sublime, and I was able to create the aesop.pl file for Prologue. Okay. And dealing with what we have this week, it's basically some terrorists going to abcal URL, and of course the name is Jackson, and it's just got a lot of documentation on it and information, you know, trying to work, basically show the whereabouts. You got your event, which is a dynamic, and it's good to go, and your dynamic rule, which is good to go, and your dynamic situation, which is good to go. However, on the Mac, it gave me a couple of errors as far as line 15, I believe, line 19 and 31, but overall it said it was true, so I kept pressing forward. On Windows, it says it's true without any errors, so I'm not sure exactly what that's about, but kind of looked and dig. I didn't find anything. I didn't mess with anything. The only thing I messed with so far on here is I messed with a couple of the numbers up here, because I was trying to tinker with it to see what was going on, since we're to change the domain. And since we are to change the domain, I've chosen a website, and it's ContessaImports.com. And we're just going to kind of throw that in there. What it says there, it's URL for Italian wine. I mean, wine is good. Sweet red wine, I like. White red wine, I mean, not white red, but white sweet wine, sweet white wine, all that's good. Not to the point where it hurt your stomach, not Moscato, nothing like that. But anyways, let's get to it. Okay, first things first. Sublime got it going on here, got the text going on here. So for this, I want to go ahead and, go into the event part. We're going to sit here and talk about this and see if we can make some changes. Basically, clicking on here. And I'm going to say again, this is going to be for Contessa Viola Fine Wines, which is ContessaImports.com. So I'm going to put in here what the URL is, which is Contessa Imports. Contessa Imports. And of course, I don't have to put .com. We know it's a URL. And my terrorists frequently visited Contessa Imports. And of course, TQ, time quantity. And of course, we're going to name my person, keep it simple and common. Let's call him Jenkins. Jenkins visited Contessa Imports. And it's doing a little work for me, so I guess I can click on that, and what do you know? You got that. Now, it says visited 15 times. Well, originally it said 5 times. I'm going to take it up to 25. You put it in just whatever you want to put it in there. That's pretty simple. That's somebody on Facebook. We're going to discard that. Right now, working on this. And we're going to jump this puppy up to, since that's 25, let's get this 50. And let's get this next number 75. What the heck? And of course, you know about that from my previous ones. It wants me to put in my password for Google, but I don't want it to know it, so it can contain ads, and I continue to click close until I figure out on Mac how to cut that off. Right now, let's keep moving forward. So far, we've got the URL set up for Contessa Imports. My actual terrorist name is Jenkins, and we got 25 there. And for the time quantity, 50 and 75. I believe that was in seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Passport record of Jenkins. Let's change Jackson to Jenkins because we do now deal with Jenkins. Oh, somebody wanted to help me, but I didn't see it. All right, country, XYZ. It could be anything. USA, blah, blah, blah. United Kingdom. You keep calling it. It's what it is. All right, down here we have some more time quantity. We're going to bump this up to 30 itself. And then we'll bump the other one up to 60. So this is pretty much changing your domain is what I call it. I changed the URL to Contessa Imports, which is my domain itself. And of course, I'm changing up the actual name, and I didn't have to, but I'm doing it just to kind of shake up some things so that to show that when you do make changes to different program syntax, you basically don't have to do a lot of work, and it's going to help me again. So I like that about Sublime. I'm starting to like it. I remember it, but at the same time, I got to remember to see the blue and click it. All right, GG Bridge. GG Bridge, I'm thinking that's a bridge that he went to. I'm not certain. But let's go ahead and change that to TT Fridge. Not sure exactly what's going on there, but we're going to see what happens if I change to TT. If it changes back, that means I need to change it back to GG Bridge, or let's say maybe I need to change the TT back. Let's go with Fridge. And let's scroll down to see what that says down at the GG. GG down there anywhere? Let's see. Da, 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 da. I don't see GG down there in the part where I'm not supposed to go and change anything. No, no GG anywhere. Nothing that throws everything off. So I think I'm okay. And again, also it says not to go below this right here. The hybrid RBR CBR engine. In other words, this code is already fixed. Don't change it. Threshold is at 0.5. We're going to keep it right there. No change there. No need to at all. We could change to 7, whatever, just as long as it stay between, like we say before, threshold 0, I believe -1, all the way up to +1. So we'll stick with the 0.5. No reason to change that all up. And I also noticed when I did press go on the practice part, each time it did give me all those different intervals. Only one it didn't bring up, which is which one was it? He brought up the situation. And of course it brought up, that's what it was. It didn't bring up the rules because the rules don't need to be brought up. So that's the only thing I can think of. Now, back to where we are. Jenkins, TT underscore fridge. Total quality, not total quantity, time quantity. We're going to make this 45. Just making sure I didn't type over nothing. And we'll make this 85. All right, event. And all these things are events that are happening within the event database, of course, the working memory, and what we know. And basically, I'm giving information that we know. The icon GG Bridge, again, that kind of gives me pause. But just for trying effort, just for grins, let's go ahead and put TT Fridge. I just like that. Now, going over here, time quantity, we got that at 15. We can change that to, notice that I'm staying with the 5s only because where I see it and where it works fine, because I tried it with some odd different numbers and stuff like that, it kind of threw it off. So I'm sticking with the hide and seek term 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So we're just going to go in there with we'll go with 55, and then we'll go with 95. Just throwing bogus numbers in there. It doesn't really matter, just as long as I can figure out how to make this thing work with the numbers that I give it, depending on what it is, and of course the domain. So, in theory, we're gonna keep it there. Don't quote me. The rule set. If the person, basically, the passport, record, person, country, basically is saying there, the time constraint is there, which is the TC. T1 is like talking about, the X and the Y. Down at the bottom it says during the time quantity T1 and T2. Right there where it says temporal rules. The time quantity T1 and T2, and the same thing with T3 and T4, is if, right there, that means pretty much if T1 is greater or equal to T3 or T4 is greater or equal to T2. That's basically the temporal rules. In other words, when they say temporal rules, it means things are happening at the same time, according to the reading and knowledge. And of course, the actual process, the run of the program. Now, the situation templates is basically case-based as normal. And of course, case-based is based on situations happening and having to adapt and learn and record and remember so that the next time you go through it successfully and smooth. All right. Looks like here on the background terrorist underscore suspect, we could change that to something else if we wanted to. But since we got the terrorists up here, we'd have to change all this other stuff, and that's not a problem. What the heck? Let's go ahead and do it. Let's call this Wine. Wine hunter. Wine hunter. Wine, no, wine searcher. Wine searcher. Wine searcher. Okay. Frequent visit wine searcher URL. Wine search sites. Wine site. Wine site. Wine visited wine site. I'm trying to make sense out of it. Wine site URL contest imports. And then go down here everywhere we put that, we'd have to put that in there, which blue should pop up. So let's go to everywhere it says terrorist and change it to wine site. And I wish I knew the quick, which I know there's a quick way to do it. I mean, I don't know it, but I know it has to be, because typing this over and over and over, you can go down and delete and copy paste, but for the most part, as far as actually putting it where it's supposed to go, that's a whole different ball game, which I will call some more time to the side on YouTube and whatnot. Wine site. Okay, let's go up here. We're just kind of mixing around stuff just to see what happens, because the thing is to find out if I'm changing not just few domain configuration, I'm changing out a lot of stuff that's in there just to see what we can do. So all this is basically saying these different rules in here: passport record, person, country. Talked about that in rule if outside of the U.S., going to Italy. So frequently visited wine site, that URL visit wine, you know, it's going into all those different parameters, and then the temporals, situation, case base, and then you got terrorist up here. We got to change that to wine site. Hope this is making sense. Again, this is me taking a stab at it. I'm not an expert. I played with it, and this is how I see it. Okay, icon, crowded plays, expectations, attack. Yeah, you can attack for one. I'm sure if it's good enough, they'll attack you in Italy. They'll call out the mob on you. But we're not there. We're just going to pretend that. Now let's go down here where it says write out the result to compare. Not to change, just to compare. And that's another thing that I try to use as a side tool that I learn is it because when you don't know anything, in my case, and I'm learning something as far as this particular program, you kind of have to go by what you see to make it make sense in order for me to understand what's going on. So I'm comparing. So with the comparison of the other stuff that's on here, it has to make sense. Otherwise, I don't know nothing. I'm simply just putting in stuff. And so far, I haven't seen anything that would throw it off with the terrorist part. So wine site is actually looking like it's going to be okay. So we're going to go with that. And the name is Jenkins. And we also changed a few of those numbers up there, 55, 95, 40. Bet you're like, what is going on with those numbers if somebody really was to look this up? So we're going to go with that. We're going to do a control save or command S for save. And then we're going to open up Prolog. There it is to the right. Double click on that puppy. Now I've already got this preset to go directly to the location. Like for instance, you press up and then got the go because I was pressing go, and then I got my location to the path, which is on the desktop. So when I pull this up, you're gonna see a few arrows, but again, the end result was a true. See, and with the true, I don't have any problems. So as long as it has true, I'm good. Because if you go back to go to subline, let's just go to 31 like it says. I'm looking at 31. Situation name, that seems fine. I've saved it already. Don't see any problems. All the stuff is working. And of course, 19 rule, if. I thought about putting the little sign there, but I said if is there for a reason. Why would I have to mess with, put the little two pipes with the minus sign, I call it. And I didn't put that there as well as the top. So I left it as is because it said true. So let's go back to here, and let's go back into the go mode. The word G-O, I love it, so simple. Press go. Right here, asserting inferred, travel outside the U.S., Jenkins, 30 to 60, true. Sounds pretty good. Let's press another go, see what happened. Oh, asserting inferred event, wine site, suspect Jenkins, another 30, it's true. So notice the difference. He traveled outside, and then now it's saying the wine site. So that's talking about the URL. No biggie there. We know he's online. Let's find out where else he does. And it says it's true. So let's do another go. And nothing but goes. I wonder why is that? Let's go ahead and halt that because usually give you more information. But maybe the information I changed has something to do with that. But it's saying it's true. That's odd, isn't it? Let me try it one more time. Go. And one for the road. All are good. So we're going to go ahead and halt this. So we get out of here. And let's see if we change all the wine sites back to terrorist. See if that fixes it. No. Maybe. Let's go back to wine site. Let's change all the numbers down to lower numbers. Maybe that's it. Let's find out. Oh, what did I do there? Okay, I went back too far. Let's do wine site. Okay, leave that like that is. And for whatever reason, it keeps taking away my underscore. So I'll just put my own under there. And let's go to these numbers. Let's go back to original. I believe this was 5. And I believe that was 10. I believe that was 15. Don't quote me. I'm going to say that one was 15. And that one was 20. Down here we had 20. And we had 35, I think, here. And let's bust this back down to about 15 and make that 25. Because we're trying to figure out if that's the problem. If that's the problem why we're not getting the other information to pop up, then that's how we know we went over some numbers. Again, this is all brand new. This is live, me still tinkering around. We're going to go ahead and do Command S, and then we're going to open up Prolog again. And again, I already got everything set up for the instant press up and go right into the file. Again, we got the errors, but we know about that. And let's go ahead and press a go. And we got that. Oh, look, we still got that going. That's still good. And we got a true. And we got a true. Okay, so that's not the problem. Let's get out of there again. Go to halt dot. And let's go back and change. I'm very puzzled. So, I don't think that has anything to do with it for the most part. The wine site. Change the name. That shouldn't have anything to do with it either. Everything says it's go, but that's weird. Still. So, let's go and change wine site to terrorist. See if that makes a difference. Where's the next one? Terrorist, wine site, terrorist. Not that row, not that row, not that row. Right here. Okay. Oh. It did it again. Want me to put my own underscore? That's no problem. I can do that. Wine site. Terrorist. Oh. Ah, keep doing it. There you go. Okay. Go down here and see if we have any more. Yep, so we do. That joker goes fast after you get it going. And there's the wine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got the terrace in there. However, I got a feeling this is not going to make a difference either. So let's make sure. Nope, don't go down there. All right, let's go back over. Terrace. Look for wine site. 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 All right. Command S. Open up Prologue and see what happens. And let's go to the one and only. True. Go. 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 And it's go. Wow. All right, let me do a comparison to the other screen here. I'm just going to take a quick look. See what we got here. Van here. 535, 2025. Oh, wait a minute. We did change the TT. That's the other thing. So let's go back in there, change the TT to GG. So maybe the GG had something to do with it after all. Can't recall what it does, but we're going to change just the GG just to see if the GG means the TT and the TT needs to be the GG. You like how I mix it up? It's kind of like woodchuck. What is that? How much can a woodchuck? I can't even say it. But you know what I'm talking about. That's too many G's, by the way. And let's go back and make sure I got this right. It's TT, so go back slowly and do GG. Okay, so we got the GG there, the GG there. See if we have any more GGs. No GGs. I mean TTs rather. TTs. That's taken care of. That's taken care of. Travel. No TTs. Okay, let's do a Command S. Let's close that out and let's open up Prologue once again. Trial and error, troubleshoot, pick and pry. That's what we do. Debug. Go back to that famous spot there. True. Give me a go. Give me another go. Another go. And let's see for the road. Guess it wasn't TTs. Still a halt again. Now I'm really scratching my head. Alright. Visited terrace at Abcal. Let's go to the top where it says that. It did say Abcal. We simply change Abcal to Contessa Imports. Okay. So Abcal, Contessa Imports 5. That had 10. Name, location, 5 of 15, and that had 10. So let's actually do that back to the numbers it was, to be exact. Wish that shouldn't be on there, but I'm going to do it. Now that I got it up here, I can see it. And that was 5 by itself and 15. 5 and then 15. So that's what the original first line looked like. And the second line was 5 and 30, 5 and 35 on that one. Okay. 20 and 25. I was close. And then the bottom one was 20 and 25 as well. Close again. Okay, change those numbers. I still haven't changed that URL. I wonder if it's the URL. Good question. I'm going to do a Command S. And I'm going to open up Swy blog. Let's see what it has. Go to my favorite spot. Tell me that as well. Okay. Travel outside the U.S. Jenkins did. Okay. Yep. Ah! Pow! We found it. It was not the GG fridge or TT fridge. It actually was the coordinates. How about that? So, what I learned is that we can change this to wine site. We can change this to TT fridge. We got to be careful with the numbers. And that deals with the X and Y, and I get that because of the range. Again, this is a learning point. We have figured out. I've changed the domain. I've even changed a little bit of the numbers and found out another thing that you can't mess with numbers. So with the TQ and the TC and all that good stuff going on, the TQ is a basic factor that must stay at a certain level for it to be true. So the degree of support is still at 0.75. The situation's potential. If you do another go, it's going to give you the same response. Nothing changes except for what I put in there. And I know you're tired of listening to me. I am. I'm tired of listening to myself. But in a nutshell, that's the gist of the whole assignment project. I hope you enjoy watching. Till next time, take care.